We are so random. You bring the darkness to the light, split the atom. I ignore the fact that this will never last. Your words come out so soothing that I forget that this thing is confusing. Having such a blast, but don't ask where my head is at. Cause I'm cruising through the rush of us. I don't care about love, just need your touch. Want you to be my vice, 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 vice. I'm all about your vibe, vibe, vibe. Me and you got that good, yeah, but I'm running like I'm lost in the woods, yeah. I don't really care.
What's up, you guys? Vinyl Vixen and Slim Shetty.
What's up, guys?
Here at Rap Sesh. This week's episode, we are revealing a bucket lister of a project that we just completed. What's it called? The names that we came up with.
What?
What's the name of the project?
Well, I don't know. What'd you call it? You always come up with a name.
Okay, so we came up with a couple names. Yeah. We decided to name the boat, this is between everybody, but we decided to name it the Cyberboat because the whole cyber truck thing just got released, and like we're wrapping this all chrome and it's like super futuristic. Looks like a spaceship.
It's literally like if you didn't know any better and it was sitting in the sky, it would be a spaceship.
No, actually, they sent us a photo of it being craned into the water, and it actually looks like a spaceship. So this is it's a Trimaran racing sailboat. A Trimaran, right?
Trimaran, yep. There's a catamaran and a Trimaran.
Right, and the other nickname we came up with for it is the Trimerhead shark.
The Trimerhead.
The Trimerhead shark.
Yeah.
Trimerhead shark.
Because it's got a massive 10-foot shark mouth like this on the front of it. Not exactly like this, but it's awesome. It's like, it's the coolest, it's like the biggest shark mouth ever, and it's so cool.
Okay, so from the very beginning, we got invited on to a job with Surf City Graphics. We met them a few years ago at the trade shows we do. Yeah, RapsCon, SEMA. So we see them at these shows like every year. And we've been wanting to collaborate with them for a while. We've sent their work some way a few times. And we've just been dying to get over there. They're over in Huntington Beach at Surf City Graphics.
They're awesome people. Super awesome.
So they came into contact with this project and wanted to bring us on because it was just like totally the Rap Sesh vibe. And we've been looking for the right kind of project that we can make time to go out there and travel to. Yeah. We're here in Arizona, so this is the first time we actually got to work with Surf City Graphics, and it was an absolute blast.
Oh, they were so awesome. They, we got a cool. We stayed with them at this like little Airbnb and just had a good time. And
oh yeah, so they got an Airbnb in Ocean Beach. It was a nice like 3-story house. We stayed there with them all week. A couple of their helpers and employees and stuff came in and out, so it was just really cool. Like for us, it was a vacation. We were like a block away from the beach.
Oh yeah, for us it was
like
just awesome
it was best. Like, it was a little vacation for us.
Even when we were working, it was just so much fun because you're like literally in the harbor working on a dry dock, like watching all these boats come in and out, and it's just like the coolest place ever. So
we're at Shelter Island at like Intrepid Boatworks, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, that was it.
And they have this huge freaking boat, which when it's out of the water, it really looks like a spaceship. They have it set up, it's about 70 feet almost.
Yeah, 65, 70 feet.
And we wrapped the whole thing and then some.
Yeah.
We did a 3M, it's the new 3M 60-inch 2080 silver chrome. Mm-hmm. So it's their newest stuff that just came out over the past year. This was our first time we actually got to use it. Mm-hmm. And it was also a laminated chrome, which is my next big point with chrome. We usually require that you have to pay to have us laminate the chrome film.
It does help.
It makes it not scratch as much. If you look at chrome wrong, it will scratch. And it does make it a little easier to install, even though it makes it just a tiny bit thicker. So we had the 3M chrome.
Well, the reason why they put it on there is because the actual salt water can kind of get to the chrome.
Well, yeah.
And so they had to laminate it.
That was another big thing.
That was another big reason
this
why.
This boat's going like literally all around the world. It's a racing sailboat, so it's going to be in salt water its whole life.
Well, they usually take it out like every once in a while, and they'll clean it, whenever it's sitting for a while.
You definitely have to laminate that if it's going to be in water. On top of that, we had to take additional steps. We had to use that 1/2-inch laminate strip that I always tell you guys about.
Everything.
It's edge seal tape from fellers.com. like 12 rolls of it. Every single time there was a seam or an edge, we would lamb strip it. Because you have to seal all of your edges to seal that wrap as best as you can against the water. You have all the elements.
And there's either sometimes you even have to use that edge seal stuff, the actual liquid, on certain areas.
Yeah, or he used like what was that acrylic stuff that he was talking about?
Yeah, it was some kind of acrylic, hardens up, but that works really good.
Use that in some areas.
Yeah.
But anyways, the boat had gotten body work done on it. It was all set up for us to go, and like I said, this is a 70-foot boat. There was technically 6 different sections to wrap out of the 3 parts of the boat.
And that was all like entire rolls of
film. So it was one roll, like one 75-foot roll to do an entire car. All the way down, that did 1 part, and there was 6 parts to do. And then there was a ton of other stuff too.
Yeah.
So we were pulling, I think they bought 8 rolls of silver chrome.
That's so much chrome.
So much chrome. And we actually happen to have some on hand, so we were able to help out.
Yeah, we actually brought 1 roll.
Yeah, so
we had
all
a roll on
laminated
hand.
chrome. We're pulling these panels with 4 people, maybe up to 5 people on a good day. We were all spread out on like scaffolding.
It was
sketchy scaffolding.
No, there was scaffolding there, but then we had to kind of create more
because
we ran out of scaffolding.
With like wood planks and we made it work. That's what you do
sometimes
as an
you gotta make it work.
But we basically had a scaffolding set up all the way across the side of the boat that was all rigged.
Yep.
And then we would all just spread out, and everyone would cover, their own like 15-foot, 10-foot section.
Yeah.
And then we'd go through and post-heat it later and lamb strip it and do that right away.
Yeah.
So it was really, really cool getting to work with a bunch of other installers that we've never gotten to work with before.
There was a few installers they always use as contractors.
And having to wrap in tandem like that, it was a really cool like team building, experience.
Yeah.
Because you have to literally wrap in tandem with people. You have to finish each other's strokes.
You can't cut each
and
other
work
off.
all the way down. If one person works down too fast, like you can't, it's chrome. It was really hard to do. And I know in the photos it probably looks like it's just a flat, straight panel going across these boats.
But it's not.
But it's like a cigar-shaped like...
Yeah. It definitely it's got some round and it
The
also
whole
rounds a
thing is
little
round.
bit. So it's
the whole thing.
It's not perfectly smooth. So you always have to get that tension on it to give it
that, So
nice.
you're trying to stretch a 75-foot piece of chrome and pre-stretch it. Like you have to actually
pretty much pre-stretching it like 20 feet at a time. And you're just like pulling it, tack it, and you move down 20 more feet, pull it, tack it, and somebody comes behind and starts going.
And all we had for heat was we had 3.
We had 2 IR heaters.
No, they brought 1.
Did we have 3?
So we had 3 infrared IR heaters. Another really, really awesome must-have from Fellers is the infrared IR heaters. Those are from Image One Impact.
Yeah.
And we brought ours with us. So they're just, you've seen them in our videos, those red lights. They work really well with chrome. We actually had problems fogging the chrome when we were using a heat gun.
Even heat guns, yeah.
So the IR heater was really nice. We even used the torch a little bit, but...
No, the torch was mostly just for certain areas.
It gets scratches out. It did help with the chrome.
It helps with certain areas.
But, we're having to move this IR heater. We have to keep jumping down, moving it down the line as we're pulling. And then another challenge with that chrome was we had to have a buffer spray at all times.
So it doesn't scratch as easy.
Well, 1, because it doesn't scratch, and 2, like we were just getting really hard friction.
Yeah.
So you really had to push this film down because it was cold.
It was cold in California.
It was wet. So you really had to give the film a lot of extra pressure. So you needed that heat, and we had to have a liquid buffer, which we used the Superior Image Car Care, what's the pink spray called?
Body Shine.
Body Shine?
Yeah.
I think it's their Body Shine or Show Shine.
Yeah. Just
really
a detail
great
spray,
product.
but it works really good to kind of just use as a nice liquid buffer, and it slides. It's got like a little bit of, I believe, like a silicone in there, and it just kind of, it slides.
So not only do we use that to detail a car or wrap, we actually usually will spray our panels. We'll spray the surface that we're squeegeeing on with that detail spray.
And then actually wipe it dry.
Wipe it dry, and then install, and it makes a really frictionless install. You don't get any friction, you just slide over.
It almost feels like it's ceramic coated.
Yeah. So we use that all the time, but we had to actually use that as a liquid buffer and spray it over all the chrome just to get that pressure down without making marring or any kind of marks in the film.
And we could have literally used like 8 more heat lamps. Like, it was cold.
Oh yeah.
Like, we were right on the harbor, and at night, like, as soon as it gets dark, the moisture starts rolling in, and so we were racing against time, we had to work like right at 5 o'clock. It would literally start getting moisture all over the, and it would start at the top of the rig, and then it would literally, you could watch it start coming down. It would start creeping down, and so by the time it got down to the bottom, you know, like we would have to race to do the bottoms before, so it was a race, yeah.
So we're fighting cold weather. We don't have enough heat in general for the install portion, and we're fighting the condensation and even the rain. There was one day we had to take off just because of the rain, so we got to hang out and check out.
Yeah, one day it rained the entire day. So
it was really nice. So once we were there the first week, which is when they basically did all the silver chrome, and then they ended up adding a bunch of red chrome accents. They did graphics on the sail, and they did like the name. The name of the boat is actually Shockwave.
Shockwave.
We just call it the Cyberboat.
Yeah, they put like Shockwave down the side of the outsides.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And my most favorite thing is that they put the shark mouse on. So they had the original like P-40 Warhawk shark mouse on the very front of the nose, and they were like 11-foot shark mouse.
It was
Super
awesome.
Cool. Totally our style.
Yeah. I wish we could have got to install those, but the rain kind of put us behind, and we didn't get to do that. But
hey, we made the best of it.
But we did. We got all the chrome down though. All the main chrome parts.
I think it definitely helped us grow as installers too in general, because it was like, that was the first boat I've ever done. I've never wrapped a boat, guys.
I've done boats.
I've done like graphics on like a houseboat like one time, but I've never actually wrapped a boat. So this is my first boat ever, and it's in chrome, and we're outside in the rain. Like there was so many things against us, but it was just so cool to do it and figure out how to make things work. I know like day one we had a really hard time. The way we wanted to attack it, they wanted to do the side in one piece. So we did it.
Yeah, we were trying.
It took
we all
all day.
It, you know.
It was a nightmare. It was so hard to do, and then.
But we got it down to where it looked just fine though.
Oh
like,
yeah, but we fought it.
It was rough.
And then we came up with a new game plan for the rest of the week. And once we figured out an efficient thing that like worked really well, we were just slamming it.
Oh yeah. Usually the more you go, you know, you figure your process out. Everyone gets in their jam, you know.
Yeah.
Start moving.
There was a lot of math and stuff involved too. We had to like scale down the boat to figure out the exact measurements, because it was pretty much exactly 60 inches. So we had to cut these panels, these 75-foot panels, we had to cut them in half.
Well, and not
ways.
just straight, we had to cut them as a curve because the boat curves. And so we had to start thin and then get thick and then get thin again.
Right.
Through the entire 70 feet.
And it's super hard to just throw this 60-inch roll of chrome up and hold it up there and then trace it.
Oh, it's so heavy.
So I came up with like a graphing system basically, and it was like we measured every
point,
feet,
every 2 feet.
what it was, and then we only had a cutout table.
Yeah,
so
the 2 fold-up tables
is
what we cut this on.
We had to have 2 people measuring every 2 feet and marking the points and then trimming.
And then somebody cutting with a zippy
all
the
way
whole
through
way
the
through
entire roll.
while someone was rolling and unrolling.
It was actually I was very impressed with myself coming up with that. I'm good about that, like mathing and
She's
like
good with
nesting
numbers.
the panels, but like I've never had to do it on the scale of 70 feet at a time and it not being
and
like
working
perfect,
with chrome, which is
perfect
you don't
squares.
want to mess
It
up.
was like a curved shape that I had to trace out, and it was.
And you
it was
can't
gnarly.
mess up because it's expensive.
Oh, yeah, a roll of chrome is like
is
$3,500. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's not a cheap film, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, they went through 8 rolls of the silver chrome. We had red chrome, they had graphics, they had red film too. Like, it was just a massive project and we were so blessed to be a part of it. So huge thank you to Surf City Graphics, the people who hosted us and, you know, led us onto this job. It was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But
yeah. I wish I could have stayed longer. It was so fun.
I wish we could have helped out longer, but we had to come back to the shop. So thank you guys so much for watching this week. If you want to keep up with all of our daily fun, make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Vinyl Vixen Raps and Rap Sesh AZ. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you dig the Rap Sesh vibe. We'll see you guys next week. Whoa.